Hi everybody, welcome back to Small Caliber Arms Review. Today we're going to open up this box and check out the beast that's in here. Let's get it open. Alright, here it is. Taurus, they always bring it. Got a little bit of paperwork in here. You got the owner's manual, you got the warranty paper in here. And inside this little plastic bag here is something to contribute to your toxic masculinity. This is the Taurus M44. It is a 44 Magnum with like an 8 3/8 inch barrel on it. It's got this little rubber cover on it that protects the rear sight on it. It is adjustable for both windage and elevation. It is a 6-rounder. 6 rounds of 44 Magnum. We're going to be putting some 240 grain. I've got some cowboy loads in there, and I've got some jacketed soft points. Let's look a little bit closer at the gun. All right, before you go ahead and get rid of the box, you'll see there's a key inside. Flip this little flap up there. There's 2 little keys in there. Now we can get this out of the way. And at the back of the hammer right there, you'll see a little screw that's in there, and that key, get one out of the bag here, fits in there so that you can lock it up. Turn to the lock position. You can't cock the hammer on it. It pushes it back a little bit there and prevents the hammer from coming all the way back. Now, not only does it have that little safety feature on it, but it also has a transfer bar safety on it. So you can see the transfer bar right down inside there. And what that does is when you pull the trigger, it pushes that transfer bar, holds it up there, so when the hammer comes down, it hits the transfer bar and transfers the energy from the hammer to the firing pin. You can see the firing pin right down inside there. If you don't pull the trigger, that transfer bar drops down out of the way, and then the hammer can no longer contact the firing pin. Now, another cool feature about this gun is it does have a ported barrel. You'll see the exhaust ports right here on the front of it. So when that round is traveling down here, just before it gets to the end, some of those exhaust gases are diverted upwards, which helps keep the muzzle rise down. That keeps you from getting, or allows you to get back on target a little bit quicker. Alright, unfortunately, I do not have a holster big enough to carry this gun, but this is a good choice. If you're going to carry it, you might want to get a shoulder holster for it, maybe a chest rig for it or something, because it's pretty big. It's kind of hard to conceal. I mean, as long as it is, you could probably get it in there. You'll see in the video I did with the Ruger Super Red Hawk, I had a shoulder holster for that, but that was a loaner gun. We're going to get this thing out there on the range and get a few rounds in it, give it a few shots and see how it does. Alright, here we are out in the saloon with the Taurus M44. Take the little rubber cover off the rear sight there. And like I said, I've got 2 boxes here. I've got some arms core. These are 44 Magnum, 240 grain cowboy action loads. And then I've got some Winchester 44 Remington Magnums here. These are 240 grain jacketed soft points. These are for deer and black bear. Now, one of the cool things about living in Ohio is if you want to hunt with a handgun, it is allowed as long as it's 38 caliber and larger. And it has a barrel of, I think it's 5 or 5.5 inches or longer. This has got like an 8 3/8 inch barrel on it, so it is plenty long enough, and that'll give you some accuracy. Now, on this particular model, I'm not sure if you can mount a scope on it. It's got that vented top rib on it, but I don't know if there's anything that fits on there. I'm not sure what the dimensions are of the different rings and stuff. So this one is probably really not meant as much for hunting as it is sport shooting or personal protection if you want to. But let's get some cowboy loads in this thing first. I've got 2 silhouette targets set up there, and we're going to give it a few shots and see if that porting on the end of the barrel helps keep that muzzle down some. Alright, so loading the 44 Magnum is a breeze. Just push the little thumb release over there, tip the cylinder out. Take your loads. Like I said, these are the cowboy action loads here. These are just a lead, I believe these are a semi-wad cutter. We'll go ahead and drop 6 rounds down in there. So once you got your 6th round in there, go ahead and tip it in, turn it until it locks into place, and then you're ready to go. We're going to go ahead and give it a few shots and see how it does. And like I said, this has its own unique sound, and it's loud. We'll do a single action first. Watch the muzzle flip. I got to show you that first shot, all right? Usually I do, you know, a couple shots and we'll go up and look at it, but I got to show you that. All right, normally when I take my first few shots, I end up missing, you know, or not getting exactly where I want to hit, but I was aiming for the center X on there, and Really, that doesn't get much better than that. And if you look at the size of the hole in there, I mean, that is .44 caliber. That's a good shot right there. Excellent placement. Let's give it a few more. I got 5 more in there. Let's try them and see if we can get them real close to that. It may have just been luck. Who knows? All right, there's the 6 shots. Pretty smoky and excellent grouping. Now this is only 7 yards away. I do have the 10-yard target up there, a 15-yard target. We'll take some shots at that one too, but again, that is... All right, there's the 6 shots. I mean, it's almost like you took a paper punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. Freehand, offhand shooting, single action only. But really, really good grouping on that thing. Let's take some shots at the 15-yard target, see how it does. All right, one of my favorite things about a revolver is when you want to collect those shells, there you go, there they are. Especially if you reload, you can just dump them right in your hand. You ain't got to scramble around to find everything you just shot. All right, this time we're going to shoot the 15-yard target up here. I'm going to do these double action. It's going to be a lot longer, harder trigger pull, but we'll give it a try and see how it does. All right, 6 rounds, dump them out, load 6 more. Let's go up there and look at that target. I can't see the shots from here, but we'll check it out anyways. All right, I went a little wild with those. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, it punches a nice clean hole. There's no bullet tumbling on there, so they're being stabilized in that 8-inch barrel on that thing. And they're still all in the scoring area there. If I took a little more time, I could probably do a little bit better, but I'm going to throw some more in there because this is really a fun gun to shoot. And I didn't really notice any, any real hard handling on it. It didn't seem to flip up much, so maybe that ported barrel does do quite a bit of good. I like being able to take and drop them in there 2 by 2 and just hold them by the rim, drop them down in the cylinder. But I'm sure they make a speed loader for this, maybe not for the Taurus, but you can check on some of the speed loaders. If you buy them in a store, they'll usually have on the box, they'll have what different handguns it'll fit. And they rely on the spacing on the cylinder there. But, I mean, it's an easy gun to load. It's not a problem at all. Let's do 6 kind of rapid fire shots on the 7-yard target, see how that does. Double action this time. Yeah, that's pretty nice. It's I could tell a little bit of the flip there because I was doing it kind of rapid fire, but it's not bad at all. All right, there's the 6 rapid fire shots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still in the scoring area there, and not a hard gun to control either. It still was pretty comfortable. You can see it, dolphining there a little bit, bobbing up and down, but yeah, that was pretty nice. All right, now these really aren't going to be any different. I mean, these are a jacketed lead soft point, so there's not going to be much difference. They're the same weight and everything, just a different brand pretty much. And I mean, these are more of a hunting load, possibly a self-defense load if you wanted to, because they're going to do some expansion when they impact their target. But they do sell 44 Magnum, personal defense rounds. But we're going to load 6 of these in there and do some rapid fire at the 15-yard target. See if I can do any better on that, maybe not, probably not anyways. But like I said, if you take your time with it, it seems to me like it's a pretty accurate gun, especially if you're going to be firing in single action. And if you are going to use this as a hunting firearm, that's what you're going to want to do anyways. You're not going to take rapid fire shots at a deer, at least you shouldn't be anyways. But take your time and you should be all right. 6 shots, double action, 15-yard target. It seems to me like that one kicked quite a bit more. Maybe you can tell in the video, I don't know, but that one seemed to kick a little bit more. Now, it's not terribly uncomfortable either. This rubber grip that's on here is not bad. It's not super soft. It is kind of narrow, kind of thin, so you put your hand on there. You could probably have a little thicker grip on it, would probably be a little more comfortable, but really, this one's not bad at all. All right, we're at the 15-yard target. I took 6 shots with the Winchester, the jacketed soft points, and I can see I missed one completely out of the scoring area there. 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5 and 6, maybe that was 5 and 6, I don't know. Either way, you can tell they make a little bit different hole in there. The cowboy loads are pretty much made for paper, and I do believe they're probably loaded a little bit lighter too. They punch a lot cleaner hole in the paper, that's for sure. But one thing I did notice is they do some damage to the ground when they hit. That's some pretty deep holes there. All right, I'm gonna load 6 more rounds in here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one of the Winchester, one of the arms core, alternate them and see if I can tell the difference in there. I'm pretty sure I can because that seemed to be pretty noticeable when I was shooting them. Okay, I've got 3 and 3. I've got, let's see, Winchester, arms core, Winchester, arms core, Winchester, arms core. Let's give it a try, see how they do. Let's do headshots. Yeah, you can definitely tell the difference between the arms core and the Winchester. The Winchester are a much more powerful load. And again, single shot, fantastic grouping on that thing. All right, there's the 6 headshots right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like I said, it's fantastic grouping on this gun. And with that length barrel on it, it's understandable. And really a difference in the 2 loads. The cowboy action loads are much softer, much more enjoyable to shoot. Although the Winchesters are not bad, they're fun too, but if you're just going to get out and plink with it, I'd probably check out the arms core if you really want a more enjoyable shooting experience. But let's take a look at the gun and see how dirty it is. It's gotten pretty nasty with those, yeah, all of them. All right, there she is. She is definitely a dirty girl. You can see my fingers are even smoked up a little bit there. But yeah, the nice thing about this being a stainless gun is you get a little bit of Rem oil or whatever your favorite CLP, clean, lube, and protect chemical is. It's an easy gun to clean up because it's stainless. You don't have to worry too much about scratching the finish on this because it's not polished. It is a satin finish on it, or bead blasted. It was probably the last thing they did to it before they finally assembled it and put it in the box. But really, stainless guns are easy to clean up. You can take a nice stiff nylon brush and spray your cleaner on there and scrub it up real good, and they clean up great. And you don't have to worry so much about rust. Now, depending on the grade of stainless they use, you can get stainless that rusts, depending on what alloy it is, and I'm not sure what this one is, but it's really, to me, it's a good gun, especially, like I said, if you want to do some plinking and stuff, get out there with the cowboy loads, and it's a whole lot more enjoyable to shoot. If you want to take this deer hunting, get the Winchesters, and if you just want to use it for protection while you're out hunting, that is allowed too. Check your state anyways, but in Ohio, you can take a, if you have a CCW, you can, you know, carry something with you like this if you're out there. These loads, the Winchester ones, are good for deer and black bears, so if you come across one, you'll be prepared for it. All right, everybody, there's my look at the Taurus M44. Now, the nice thing about this, even though there's a lot of people out there that don't like Taurus, Taurus is a lot less expensive than some of the other guns. You get into a Smith & Wesson or a Ruger in this caliber, or a Colt, you're really going to spend some money on them. This one I paid right at the $500 mark. You can catch them on sale, find them a little bit cheaper, but right around 500 bucks is what you're going to find them for. It's a good quality functioning gun, and accuracy is fantastic on it, especially if you take your time with it. But I hope you enjoyed this episode of Small Caliber Arms Review. If you could, hit this button up here to check out some of my other videos. Hit this button over here to subscribe if you haven't already. And I'm going to throw some more cowboy loads in this thing and get out there and plink a little bit more because it's fun.